2 years ago, before we ever heard of the word pandemic, I was dealing with a personal health crisis. I had social anxiety problems, and I would often quarantine myself away from social environments to avoid dealing with it. Actually, when I first heard about social distancing, I thought that wasn't that foreign of a concept to me. In some ways. In some ways it was, but in a lot of ways it wasn't a very foreign concept to me at the time. That's how crazy I used to be about some social environments. I used to really despise, I'm a professor. It's kind of weird that I would have social anxiety, but I would despise graduations, holiday events, anytime where loud environments would have to come up. I remember getting really nervous about my dean celebrating her 60th birthday. She had put up decorations, and I remember trying to excuse myself out of the office early that day, because I wished her well, but at the same time I had a hard time with it. And okay, I had to deal with it at work just to pay my bills, but aside from that, I really quarantined myself. I used to really despise going. I never went to a restaurant or a bar because on top of anxiety, I had to explain dietary restrictions. I'd rather just prepare my own food and not have to deal with that, right? It's just an extra interaction that I have to deal with where I might have a meltdown of some sort. So I quarantined away from that. Well, abstinence makes the heart grow fonder. We couldn't do that, and all of a sudden, when we went to phase 1 of the COVID-19 lockdowns and we could only order takeout, all of a sudden I wanted to practice that. And I realized I needed to practice that because at my job, oftentimes the only reason I was getting any sort of poor performance review was all social related. Nobody said that, I didn't know my stuff at work. Nobody said that they suspected that I cheated in school because I don't seem like a straight A student. Nobody said that. They said I had social related problems. I didn't know how to deal with our clients. I didn't know how to, or they misunderstood what I was doing, right? That's usually where I got all the bad marks at work. And now with the slow openings of COVID-19, now I can practice my way up. So back in March of 2020, I decided I'm going to go to a restaurant and practice this. And I walked out of my apartment, and the first restaurant I went to was a Thai restaurant. I've come to really like the people there and frequent that place. And I practiced explaining my dietary restrictions. And before I knew it, I walked out with my meal, and I realized that wasn't so hard at all. I thought if I could deal with a restaurant, especially during such a stressful environment, maybe when the schools reopen, I have to deal with my students with their crazy demands. At least there's not a pandemic on hand. Oh, I could breeze my way through it, right? I really thought that, and so I decided to practice more. I've gone back to that place dozens of times, obviously, but I've also gone to other restaurants where I have to start over and explain my dietary restrictions. After we went to phase 2, I took up bowling. And I've been doing very well with it, not only with the bowling itself, but with the loud environments that come with it. Now, at the beginning of the lockdown, I kept telling myself that I can't wait for the lockdown to be over. I want to travel here, I want to travel there. Go watch my videos. I bet I've named every country in the world among the list of places I want to go to after the lockdown is over. Well, I don't feel that way anymore. I used to get really envious when I would open my Facebook and I see my friends traveling to some of the places that I want to go, or even some of the places I don't want to go, just because they could travel. I don't feel that way anymore. I feel the real benefit of traveling is to get to know the local people around me and to have the right connections when I need to connect with the right people, right, for my career, for my social network. Right? I'm not going to social network with somebody in Las Vegas or in my favorite Warsaw or Taiwan where my family is from, unless I end up moving there, right? My career opportunities are going to be here in the United States, right? Maybe in the Rocky Mountains, because I do see my life, my future there. But I'm really happy that the Computer Olympia, now it seems like we have the option of competing remotely now. We don't have to travel to another country. That will buy me an extra few weeks every year to spend locally and meet people, local businesses where I might land a job or a career opportunity, or network with the right people, my future family, friends, or whatever, right? I think that's a lot more important than just getting high going to Las Vegas or whatever it is, right? But earlier today, I went on my Facebook and I saw a few of my friends going to places like that, and I thought to myself, it's so nice that they get to blow their life savings and I get to enjoy watching them do it back home, right? It's kind of like we humans don't want to risk our lives going to Jupiter or Saturn, so we send machines up there to do it for us, and we sit in the comfort of our own homes to watch the machines do it for us, and at the end of the mission, the machines have to commit suicide, and we get to watch that as well, right? It kind of feels like that to me when I see my friends go on vacation now, and I get to enjoy networking with people back home and improving my life that way. Thanks for watching.